chat, here we go. We are starting off with Flakes and Arju in the qualifier for the EU Feer Fest. Only 2 players move on in this double elimination bracket. Exclamation point bracket if you would like to see who is playing. Flakes is back in his 1v1 game and starting with a slightly delayed, or not really delayed, but canceled backflip flick to get past Arju. Arju, the RLCS player, the current RLCS player. I'm not sure how much ones he has played in the past, but we're going to see how he looks against top ones players of the day if he can continue to move through the bracket. Flakes, of course, when he played, was the best of the best. I think Flakes, even at a moment in time where he spent as the best ones player in the world, despite how brief it may have been, and he has found his way back onto the field for a couple different reasons. I think it was November, right? Or was it September? Some month. Might have been October. Some recent month. Flakes streamed the whole month for his mother to earn money for her. Oh, look at this double, Arju. That is a nasty double. Going off backboard to make sure Flakes can't get the save. So that, I think, brought him back to the game. And now he's interested in playing with some 1v1 as well. Yes, you can. So I got some people asking me in DMs whether or not they can stream. And I said yes. Yeah, everyone can stream their own games. If they want to stream their own games during the main event, they can. You know, there's really no restrictions ever on players wanting to stream their own stuff. I definitely prefer to encourage players to stream their own stuff and, you know, get a bit of a following, because they're the ones who are so good at the game. They definitely deserve it. So I gladly encourage them to stream their own games. Flakes is definitely a guy who's done that himself. He certainly knows the value of streaming your own gameplay. Arju, another air dribble reset, this time a wave dash to the bottom left corner. Flakes has not wanted to meet him in the air. He has been trying to just wait on the ground, and that's going to be a tough challenge, it seems, playing against Arju. Sometimes Twitch delays people's audio. You have to like reset, refresh your browser, and it should work out. I've had that bug on other people's streams before where it's just me who seems to have the audio delay. Flakes popping the ball, trying to be extra patient here, but Arju ends up using 12 boost. I mean, he thought this fake challenge was maybe enough to get Arju to back off. Will Dark and Kalirs play? No, Dark and Kalirs both ended up not being able to play. Kalirs is playing in a threes tournament, I believe, with his team Rule 1. And it didn't end in time for them to make it to the games in time. And then Dark, I believe, had an unfortunate health issue, or maybe family health issue. All he said was he needed to go to the hospital and wouldn't be able to make it. Now, he didn't clarify whether it was him or a family member, or you know, I don't know the details. But basically, he did want to play, but he could not make it today. Flakes from the ceiling. Did he find the angle? He did not. Off the post and out. Huge wave dash cut near the ball. Got Arju to back off, and he's trying to win a 50, but he didn't get it high enough in order to force that ball back down. Arju pushed it over the top of him, and so Flakes will attack from his own back corner. What about Daniel? Daniel is playing in the North American portion of the tournament. I believe if a mod has figured it out, they might have set up exclamation point Feer Fest to give you the direct link to the tournament on Wikipedia. You can also try and find it yourself on Wikipedia. It shouldn't be too hard. Flakes is going to get a free goal as Arju pinches this away. What about HP? HP is in it. HP qualified through the open qualifier and is going to try and make it all the way through from open to main events, which, as I talked about before, I think in a YouTube video, has never really happened. You know, and the thing is, I might have invited HP had HP asked, but I don't think he did. He just signed up for the qualifier and started to play. So it'd be very impressive to make it all the way through. Flakes within one. Known to not want to challenge as he hovers underneath the ball. Backs off after Arju's touch. Arju should have gotten 100 in the corner, though. He's going to steal the other corner as well. Flakes has done a good job of saving more than enough boost to make a play when it comes time. And I think he just got surprised by that fake challenge. And he rushed off the wall. Arju, who is chasing him down on that side wall, was slightly out of position. I think Flakes was hoping for a faster touch towards net to punish him for that. You're champ 3. If I need, I'll just call you up. All right, sounds good. What about Dr. Known? Dr. Known should be in the tournament. I'm pretty sure he checked in, and his games will be happening. This is a really stacked tournament. Only 2 players get to make it through, but there are definitely enough players to make an entire tournament of its own just in this qualifier. The winner of this game has Toxic in the next round, which is going to be incredibly hard to get through. But you really need to be locked in for this tournament. It's best of 3 in the winner's bracket. If you do get knocked out in a best of 3, the majority of the loser's bracket is best of 1. So you really have to make sure you're on your game. Otherwise, you could be dropped out of the tournament quickly. The reason why it has to be best of 1 is if it's not, the whole bracket will take 16 days to finish. So best of 1 is the only way. Have you done the NA invite qualifiers? No, they're later today. North Americans invite qualifiers will be later today. We may or may not be live for those as well. Flakes look like he's going to drop this game number 1. Arju brings it to the ground, and in this best of 3, Arju needs 1 more. Is Oski not playing? I think he is not playing. I think he had internet troubles. He signed up at first, but I want to say that he told me he couldn't do it because his internet has been unplayable or something like that. I told him no big deal. Kaliers and Atao were your favorites to make it through. Well, Atao is still in the tournament. Kaliers had to drop out. Atao has looked really good. Juicy has looked really good. Juicy's also in the tournament. Toxic, of course, is a top 10 player, so, or at least, you know, especially top 10 on the EU servers. Arju, the flick, and the goal. Nice breezy setup for the Musty, as Flakes just barely can't keep it out. Right there is a great example of where a pogo save would be more efficient. A pogo save? What? Well, how could he possibly have pogo save to that? Flakes save and counter is going to be there. Arju can't make it back in time. Why do you not put Drally in show matches or tournaments anymore? It's all up to Drally. Drally is in and out of the game a lot, so if you don't see him in show matches and stuff, the chances are probably that he's not playing, because he kind of goes in and out of playing, which is hard to blame him. I think as somebody who's been top level since they've been 13 years old and kind of just have to wait until they can finally play or try and play in the RLCS, or actually he was even in a location that can't play in the RLCS because I believe he is 15 now, but he needs another year to wait. So it can be a frustrating position to grind from, I would imagine, if you're Drally. So I think he just goes in and out of grinding the game. Flakes, a catch and a cut for a second. For NA, is Fast going to be in it? Fast is going to be in the qualifier for sure. I saw him playing against Juicy today. I don't know if they were queuing into US East, but Juicy was streaming warm-ups, I think, for the event, playing a bit of ones ranked. I saw him against Atao and against Fast. Nice flick from Arju. Who's more mechanical, Daniel or Dark? Dark is like a borderline freestyler, so I think you got to go with Dark, right? Since I think that's kind of the kind of mechanical that you're talking about. Nice placement from Flakes. Putting this up high to get Arju to make some kind of mistake in net. Can't get the touch and has the read off the crossbar. Yo, Guzzy, thank you for the tier 1 for 3 months. Where can you watch the rest of the matches? If you do exclamation point bracket, there should be a couple streams covering it today. I believe Reed is covering a stream. And there's at least a couple other people Unfortunately, I didn't do the work of trying to get every single one covered. In the past, we've had a lot of streamers helping out with the closed qualifier. And there's a chance that I would have done that if I wasn't a dead person the past week. I have had like the flu or something and just was a dead person on the couch for way too long. Arju, he has been lethal in the air. And this time, he uses the reset to go over the top of Flakes right as Flakes jumps. This is a tough position to be in if you're Flakes. Tried to pre-jump and then got right back up, but a fairly easy read. Is the Nugget game streamed? You should be able to tell when you look at the bracket whether or not they're streamed. Unless a player is streaming themselves. Because I don't think the players streaming themselves will be showing up. I know Ness is streaming himself. I know Juicy's going to be streaming himself. Nugget does stream. I don't know if he's streaming himself. Yeah, Flakes is, of course, streaming this game as well. Oh, that's actually a pretty unfortunate spawn for Flakes, but it does work out. Flakes using an NPC preset. Is this your first time watching Flakes? If you haven't watched Flakes before, you might be surprised by his car, but basically only uses NPC presets, as you say. Is the tournament invite only? It is invite only, but there was an open qualifier that anybody could have signed up for. And the players who made it through that into this invite only qualifier are HP and Karka. HP through the winners, Karka through the losers. So those two will be playing today to see if they can prove that my invite skills are poor. Because if either of them qualify, then I was wrong to not invite them. Which I would love to be wrong. I mean, I love the idea of discovering players that people didn't realize were top tier. Oh, it's pronounced Karsa? I think yeah, I can't remember. It could be. I believe he's, what nationality is he? I'm sure that would help in looking at his name and attempting to pronounce it correctly. No, it's pronounced, well, see, you understand that when you just say, oh, he's Spanish. Yeah, then it should just be Karka, right? If it's Spanish. You heard people say Karsa? I'm trying to think. Because I do know a bit about how Spanish sounds. Like, why would Spanish people say Karsa? I think they would say Karka. C in Spanish is not S. Yeah, I agree. Wait, but then the next person says if he's Spanish, then it's Karsa. Oh, like Barcelona. Oh, that's true. Hey, that's a good argument. That's a good argument right there. If it's like Barcelona. But when it's followed up with an A, it might be a different story. It's Sarka. The first C is an S. Okay. All right. Not enough of all of you. Oh, it's not. Oh, interesting. Barcelona has a special C. Well, there you go. Flakes up 6-4. Needs to force a game number 3 here with Arju. If he wants to stay in the upper bracket. And I tell you what, you want to stay in the upper bracket. It is going to be a brutal, brutal lower bracket in which you can't get away with losing the first game like Flakes just did. Flakes. I thought maybe he was going to go for a demo on Arju. He had a couple options as Arju got that touch. Steal the corner or just try and demo. Decided to steal the corner. And he was trying to go real patient on the goal line. Just try and break Arju down to the point where he finally can't do anything. He had 12 boost. He tried to make it work, but it just couldn't happen. Not with Flakes so grounded on the goal line. Seconds left to go, and I do think we're going to get a game 3 in this first round. 2 players only making it out among 20 is brutal. Said that to you on Twitter. Hope you can modify something. Yeah, I mean, here's the deal, guys. The format is that we're going to have 8 players in the main event when we already have 6 of them. So we can't up the main event format. So I could have let less people try and qualify. That's the only other way to fix it. Yo, turned down for what? They give it the tier 1 for 5 months. At least that's how I read it. You're the GOAT. Hope you got everything you wanted. Yo, thanks, man. I did get everything I wanted, which is you guys here watching with me. Game number 3 in Flakes versus Arju. Not everyone can win. Yeah, I think the only way to fix what this guy wants is to just not invite as many people and do like a 8-player qualifier. Then, 2 advance from 8. And that fixes what he's worried about, right? Will I be participating in the main event as a competitor? I will not. Yes. Flakes and Arju. Truly do or die. I mean, it's not really do or die, because either one of these players could make a miracle run. But it is a brutal format, as chat has pointed out. It is hard to qualify, and therefore you have a long way to go, and losing is just not going to be helpful for that. Who would you say is the best Rocket League player? That's really tough. Tough question to answer. The best 1v1 Rocket League player is Rawas right now. Flakes, fake cut, does not get Arju up. Now he's trying to take through the air, across the entire field. He gets himself midfield. Arju was able to break Flakes down early with aerial gameplay, but Flakes has been able to clean up the defense. Yeah, Feer is probably people's choice for best 3v3 player. I think a lot of people have apparently Jack now after Genji's win. Oh, Flakes just caught in an awkward spot on the back wall. You could tell he was going to get scored on many seconds out, because as soon as he reversed here, he's just not going to be able to get up by any angle to the ball. Who does Arju play for? That's a good question. Isn't he a Misfits guy? I'll be honest. I feel like I always mix this up. Wasn't he Chat, please help me. Save me. He plays for Monkeys. No, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I knew it was M. I was thinking of that team, and I knew it wasn't Misfits. I knew it was with Matane as well. He used to be on Misfits. All right, see, there you go. Hey, I don't feel as dumb. 2-2. 3 minutes left to go. A lot of pressure in this matchup. I mean, you could tell that these guys are fairly evenly matched, and that unfortunately only one of them can move on from this round. Just the nature of a tough double elimination format. Which one is it going to be? Yo, Pumi, thank you for the prime. Arju is not going to be able to get this ball off the wall and back to net in time, so it does play a bit of keep away. While the air dribble, Flakes is there. Try and stop him before the dribble starts, which is probably wise the way Arju has been attacking from that position. Now Arju trying to go ring around the world, but Flakes has taken the boost from him, tried to dive on this one. The net does seem fairly open, and that should be in. And it is. Flakes deciding there was a window to challenge here. Arju just got to the ground and back up faster than he expected. Was able to pop it over him. 3-2. Can Arju play this lead for the next 2 minutes to finish off the round? Arju being chased down. Flakes does get a demo and a third. Who do you think is going to qualify? I think Toxic and a Tau are probably the 1-2 most likely. But the thing about these brackets is you don't always just get, you know, the most likely players to qualify. In fact, ooh, that's a tough break for Flakes and a good kickoff for Arju as he just sends it directly into net. The reason why is because these brackets are tough. I'm sure if you even threw some of the top 6 that got automatically invited and forced them to try and qualify through the bracket, you know, I'm not sure how confident I'd feel about their chances. Even though they might have the best chances. You know, I think Rawas, like the only player you could really bet on. He just doesn't seem to lose to anybody. Flakes down 1. Minute 22. Huge chip off the wall. Of course, Arju is going to try and take that away when that happens. And he's going to get demoed as the ball, once again, bounces in front of the net for the easy tap-in. Is the whole qualifier today? Yep, everything in the qualifier is today. Main event starts tomorrow. Everything for EU will be 7 p.m. Central European time. That'll be the start time for everything. Every day, I believe that'll be the case. Even the playoffs should be the same day. Flakes up 5-4. Another kickoff. Make it 6-4. Remember when Flakes started to make turtle flicks a thing? Yeah, Yan is still in South America. I would have loved to have Yan in this tournament, because the tournament is all about getting, you know, a pool play of the best players against each other. So having a few Yan games would have been really useful for trying to figure out who's the best ones player. But he is in South America. Flakes a demo and seems to be taking his time with his shot, and he's going to get scored on. I think he needs to play that either a bit faster, or if he really does want to waste time, he's got to not even really threaten shooting. Just take the ball all the way back to his corner or something. He seemed like he tried to do a mix of getting his goal still, but getting it as slow as possible to waste a bunch of time, and he actually ended up not getting his goal. Now Arju within 1. A cut takeaway. Wants to go wall to air dribble. Flakes isn't going to be able to stop the setup this time. But Flakes from the ceiling. Challenges early. Does not get the ball. Just gets a taste of Arju. And he's able to tie it up. 17 seconds left to go. Flakes cannot hold off. RL Dark 1. Good to see you, bud, in the chat. Hope everything's going okay for you. Flakes cutting the ball. Past Dark. Wait, that touch. Oh, past Arju. I just read Dark in the chat, but that touch was soft enough that Arju might have still been able to get there. He came all the way out to midfield. Everybody knows how much Flakes likes the side-to-side cuts on the ground dribbles. And fake kickoff for our Flakes. He turns back and gets the dunk, and so now Arju, who's not going to win the race to the boost, is in a really tough spot. The backflip to keep the ball up in the air is probably not enough. Yeah, it hits the ground. Flakes will move on past Arju 2-1. Arju, a tough run he's going to have now through the lower bracket. All right, chat. Here's what's going to happen.